Welcome to Coin Explorer. Have you ever held a simple coin and wondered if it could be hiding something far more interesting than it looks? Most people don't think twice about a quarter. It moves quickly from pocket to pocket, used and forgotten within seconds. But what if one ordinary-looking coin could actually make you stop and look twice? Today, we are focusing on the 1974 Washington quarter, a coin that millions of people have seen, but very few have truly examined. At first glance, it seems completely normal. Nothing flashy, nothing rare-looking, just another piece of everyday change. But when you slow down and really look at it, you start noticing details that most people miss. And sometimes, those small details can make all the difference. Let's start with the front of the coin. You see the familiar profile of George Washington facing left. Above him is the word Liberty, and just below the year 1974 is clearly marked. On the side, you will notice the phrase, "In God We Trust." This design has been part of American coinage for decades, and it carries a sense of tradition and stability. But what most people don't realize is that even within this standard design, there can be subtle differences. The sharpness of the lines, the texture of the surface, and even the smallest marks can change how this coin is viewed by collectors. It's not just about what you see at first glance, it's about what you notice when you take a closer look. Now turn the coin over and you will find the iconic eagle with its wings spread wide. This powerful image represents strength and freedom. Above the eagle, the words United States of America curve along the edge, and just below that, you see E pluribus unum. At the bottom, the value $quarter is clearly written. Again, it looks simple, but the details matter. The feathers of the eagle, the clarity of the text, and the overall condition all play a role in how collectors evaluate the coin. A sharper design means the coin has been preserved better, and that is where things start to get interesting. Here's something most people don't think about. Coins are produced in massive numbers, but not all of them come out exactly the same. During the minting process, small variations can happen. These variations are sometimes so tiny that you need magnification to see them, but in some cases, they can be noticeable enough to catch attention. Collectors are always on the lookout for these differences. It turns a simple coin into something unique, and when something is unique, it becomes more interesting. Another important factor is condition. This is one of the biggest reasons why some coins stand out while others don't. A coin that has been heavily used will show signs of wear. The details will look softer and the surface might have scratches or marks. But a coin that has been preserved well can still look almost new even after many years. These are the coins that collectors usually pay attention to. The difference between an average coin and a well-preserved one can be surprising. It's like comparing something worn out to something carefully kept safe. Now here's where curiosity really builds. Over time, certain coins gain attention not just because of their design, but because of their rarity in specific conditions. The 1974 quarter is widely available, but finding one in exceptional condition is much harder. That's what makes collectors keep searching. It becomes a challenge, almost like a treasure hunt. You never know what you might find in your own pocket or in an old collection. That sense of possibility is what keeps people interested. Think about this for a moment. This coin was made in 1974. That means it's been around for decades, passing through countless hands, stores, and places. It's been part of everyday life for a long time, and yet it still exists today, carrying its original design and history. That alone makes it interesting. Every coin has a story, even if we don't know exactly where it has been. It connects the past with the present in a very simple but powerful way. Now let's talk about something that really captures attention. In the world of coin collecting, there are rare cases where certain coins reach extremely high values. These are not ordinary situations. They depend on very specific factors like condition, uniqueness, and collector demand. In some discussions, people mention figures as high as $45 million when talking about exceptional coins. This doesn't mean every coin has that value. Instead, it highlights how far the potential can go under rare circumstances. It's a way of showing how surprising the world of collectibles can be. But here's the key point. Most 1974 quarters are still just regular coins. They're used in daily transactions and don't stand out. However, the idea that something special could exist among them is what makes people look closer. It changes how you see everyday objects. Instead of ignoring them, you start paying attention, and that small shift in thinking can make a big difference. If you're new to this, don't worry. You don't need to be an expert to start noticing things. Even a simple look can reveal details you might have missed before. Try checking the edges, the surface, and the clarity of the design. Use good lighting and take your time. The more you observe, the more you learn. It's a simple process, but it becomes more interesting with practice. Another thing that makes this hobby engaging is how accessible it is. You don't need expensive tools or special equipment. Most of the time, you can start with coins you already have. That makes it easy for anyone to begin. And once you start, it becomes something you naturally enjoy. It's not about rushing or finding something valuable immediately. It's about the experience of exploring and discovering. Over time, you might even start building your own small collection. Each coin becomes a part of your journey. Some might be in better condition, some might have interesting details, and some might simply be meaningful to you. That's what makes collecting personal. It's not just about value, it's about connection and curiosity. The 1974 Washington quarter is a great example of how something simple can become interesting when you look closer. It reminds us that not everything valuable stands out immediately. Sometimes you have to take a second look, and sometimes that second look reveals something you didn't expect. So the next time you see a quarter, don't just spend it without thinking. Hold it for a moment. Look at the details. Ask yourself if there's something more to it. You might not find something extraordinary every time, but the process itself is worth it. It makes you more aware, more curious, and more engaged. Because in the end, it's not just about the coin, it's about the way you see things. A simple object can become interesting when you choose to pay attention, and that's a perspective that goes beyond collecting. If you found this interesting, take a moment to check your own coins today. You never know what you might discover. Stay curious, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next video.